Okay, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah, and this is my channel, Novel Serendipity, a booktube. Though I am going to be trying to throw in some more lifestyle things. I hope you don't hate me, but this is my channel. I do what I want. Okay, so this is going to be my October TBR. It was going to be my October goals, but I can't really think of any goals besides reading that I really need to do. So I don't know. I'll think up like a November goals so I can switch over to like goals of books and other things in my life. But for this month, it's just going to be a regular old TBR, except I'm not going to do a lot of synopsis for you because I'm bad at those, and that's why I want to kind of get away from essentially just TBRs. So bear with me. If you don't know what any of these books are in my short, tiny little synopsis of these books, just don't cut it for ya. That's what Goodreads is for, people. That's what Goodreads is for. But first, I guess I'll just get right to it. I want to read the first 3 books of this series, and it is for a read-along, and that is The Unfortunate Read-Along. It is hosted by Kate and Joe. I will link both of their links down below. But I bought the first 3 installments to this series, and that is... My books aren't in order. Please hold. I got this one at Barnes & Noble because my used bookstore had 2 and 3, but not 1, so I had to go and buy this for $14. Holy shit. Okay, 1, there's really nothing to it. Come on. It's just because this is Netflix on the cover, but I bought this one, and this one is The Bad Beginning, which is book 1. Book 2 is The Reptile Room, and book 3 is The Wide Window. I would like to read all of them with ya peeps, but I just don't know if I'm going to be able to read all of them with you peeps. So my goal for this read-along is to read the first 3, which read-along has you guys reading like 3 or 4 a week, and this will probably take me all month, to be completely honest. There isn't much to the pages, so I could probably finish them if I just put my mind to it, but I have a lot going on. My life is just a changing. So yes, my goal for this read along with you guys is these 3 books. Moving on. So I did want to pick some scary books or some weird books, stuff like that. So my first one is going to be part of a video that I'm going to be putting together within the next few months. And it is my booktube friends choose my TBR. And instead of reading all of these books within 1 month, I am just going to read them as I see fit and then make a video at the end and then post it. And yeah. So the first one was recommended from Josh from Beards and Books, and he said I should read Carrie by Stephen King, and he said it was relatively short. I don't read scary or thriller. It's just, I don't do it. I don't watch movies that are scary or thriller-y, and I don't read books that are scary or thriller-y. Thriller-y? It's a word now. So yeah, so I picked this up at Barnes & Noble. It was actually relatively cheap, so that's cool. And it is small. But the scariest thing I get to is like Hocus Pocus and the live action Scooby-Doo movies. And I really like Interview with a Vampire because, I don't know, it's great. I love it. But like, that's as scary as I get. So yes, so this should be interesting, and I'm only going to be reading it during the daytime. I will then be reading My Plain Jane, and it is by a bunch of authors, and I'm going to do that thing that booktubers aren't supposed to do, and I'm going to read the names off of it because, I'm sorry, it's a lot of work. But Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jody Meadows, and this is my Owl Crate edition, so the cover looks a little different, and somewhere in here, it is signed by all 3, so I have it and I might as well read it, and I feel like it would fit in pretty awesomely. And so yeah, it's a fantastic romantic comedic entirely but not really faithful retelling of Jane Eyre. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't fit in perfectly with October, but it fits in enough for me to want to read it in October. And then I will be reading Hollow City by Ransom Riggs. This is the 2nd installment to Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Josh from Beards and Books again told me that the series gets better. I wasn't a huge fan of book 1, but he says they actually do get better as they go along. So I'm actually really excited to read this, and I feel like this series in this book, I guess, are just really perfect for October. So I really want to get around to it. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happened. Yeah, what happened to the kids? Last I remember, they were like floating away on a boat or something. But yeah, so I want to pick this one up And so it's a part of like my spooky or spooky-ish October TBR because I'm a wuss. So don't judge me. And then I have 2 books on my Kindle that I want to get to. I first have Crystal Blade by Catherine Purdy, and this is book 2 to the Burning Glass trilogy. Book 3 comes out next month, so I have to read this book this month, and yeah. It is not scary or like a thriller or anything, it's just a fantasy YA. So yeah. But the main character, she can feel emotions and people's like physical pain as well. And I am really excited to see what happens because they just, you know, kicked butt in the first book and I really, really enjoyed it. I was about to like tell a huge spoiler. Can't do that, sorry. But yes, it's book 2 and I have it on my Kindle. I have sort of kind of started it. So I'm like 10 pages in, so I probably just restart it because I read that first 10 pages a couple months ago and I was like, do I really want to read it now? Because Goodreads, there was a bunch of reviews saying that people like physically couldn't wait for the 3rd book even though they had to, and like I didn't want to be that person that has to wait like 6 months until I finally get to read the next book. So I purposely put off book 2 until the month before book 3 comes out because if I do have to wait, it won't be for very long. So that's why I'm fitting it in October because yeah. Because I can't. And then I feel like A House of Many Ways by Diana Wynne Jones is the 2nd book in the Howl's Moving Castle like trilogy. I heard they're like different characters in book 2, but I'm not completely sure. This trilogy is quite old. I think it was written in like the 70s or the 80s. So its writing style is a little bit differently and not for everyone, but I bought these 3 books before I went to Japan 2 years ago and I just need to finish them. So I feel like I'll be able to get through book 2 a little bit faster than book 1 because with Howl's Moving Castle, I preferred the movie over the book, and book 2, it doesn't have a movie, so I have nothing to compare it to and I don't know what's gonna happen. So I feel like I'm gonna be able to get through it a little bit better and I might even like it a little bit more, but I guess we'll see what happens. That is 8 books and 3 of them are super tiny, but I also want to make a really good dent on my already currently reading pile, and so I want to finish 1 or 2 of those books. None of them were like scary or anything, so yeah. But one of them is Crystal Blade, so I'm going to be finishing that either way. But the other one is the autobiography of Apollo Ono that I started a couple months ago, and I am on page 27, and it's just the autobiography of Apollo Ono, the Olympic medalist, speed skater, and I'm at the beginning where I kind of overlapped when I tried to read this book before. I'm not a big autobiography book reader, but I want to get more into it, so I'm kind of like forcing myself through. I do find his life very interesting, that his father was an immigrant and that he's Japanese and stuff like that. So this is sort of kind of up my alley, and I've always just really adored Apollo Ono, so yeah. Also, I put Crazy Rich Asians down, not because I didn't like the book. I actually really enjoy the book. It is just very descriptive and it's a lot to take in. But I am on page 292, and yes, I will finish it and I do like it. It's a lot to take in with all the description. So yes, I want to finish it though. So here it is. And then I have Heir of Fire, and I am on page 31. It's just a little bit bigger, so I kind of paused for a little bit, but I adore this series. And yeah, so I want to finish this or next month is fine. I'm not in any hurry, so yeah, I just want to be able to just really enjoy this series, take my time with it, be able to digest everything that I intake. So yes, but I do want to finish this one or just make progress with it this month. I also started Children of Eden. I didn't make it all that far. I think I made it to page like 11 or 12 for chapter 1 or 2. I didn't have a bookmark with me at the time, but it is updated on my Goodreads. I just don't feel like going to it right now. But I did start it. I heard mixed reviews about this book. I am enjoying it so far. I'm just really curious as to where it's going. I think I did say in my Emoji-a-thon TBR that the like synopsis reminds me of Octavia from the 100, like her story about how you know, she's the second child and that's illegal, so they had to hide her away, and then she sneaks out, like so on and so forth. So that's kind of where I am in like the first like chapter or two of the book. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to see where it leads. I do have books 1 and 2, and I've had them for like a year now. So yeah, so I'm really excited about this, and I feel like I'm flailing this book around. So again, this month, like every month, I am being super ambitious, and I will probably not even get halfway done with any of these books with this book list. So yeah, I mean, again, is anyone really surprised? But per usual, like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I will see you guys all later. I have a lot of videos planned. I also have some lifestyle videos planned, and yeah, so all the love. Bye!